Hey everybody, my name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. I have a short message for you from Metatron, and this came to me because I kept hearing two different songs, and they were stuck in my head, and they were just little portions of the song. And both portions of the song, sorry, we have Oliver here today. Both portions of the song were saying Supernova. Supernova. So then I went ahead and I was like, well, this is clearly a message. And if you ever have a song that's like repeating or replaying in your head, that is a message from your guides. You're going to have to figure out what they mean by what they're trying to show you. Okay, so they were saying supernova. All my cords are caught up here. And so I looked up what a supernova was because I knew it was something in the sky as much as I could really perfectly verify. So supernova is a powerful and luminous explosion of a star. I'm going to give you this definition and then I'm going to explain more. A supernova occurs during the last evolutionary stages of a massive star. Or when a white dwarf is triggered into runaway nuclear fusion. Okay, so there's all this information in here. What else did I wanted to show you? Supernovae can expel several solar masses of material at speeds up to several % of the speed of light. This drives an expanding shockwave into the surrounding interstellar medium, sweeping up an expanding shell of gas and dust. Let's see. The expanding shockwaves of supernovae can trigger the formation of new stars. Okay, so now we have, they might also produce gravitational waves. Okay, so now I have the literal definition of that song. And now I'm gonna kind of translate that out for you because he's giving us, something very concrete and physical, but it's symbolic. It's an analogy essentially. And so he's talking about kind of the current energy that's going on right now. So if you are in a place where you feel frustrated or hopeless or confused or anything like those, I want to give this message to you. So understand that a supernova is an explosion, right? So it's this massive star that explodes. So it's the death of something, it's the destruction of something. And so, and listen to how they described it. A supernova occurs during the last evolutionary stages of a massive star. So I'm relating this so much to just things that are going on right now in the world. So you have this just big destructive event, which seems like it's not beneficial, but it's telling us here, even this star blowing up, it serves a purpose. It's not just destruction for the sake of destruction. It's destruction, but it brings new life. So they, let's see, they can trigger the formation of new stars. And so this is true anytime you have destruction energy, anytime you have a failure or a loss or something is broken down or something ends. And this can be like relationships, this can be all kinds of things. So anytime you have something where it feels like it's a negative, feels like it's a bad thing, understand that those events are required to set the stage for proper new energy to come in. In this case, the formation of new stars. Supernovae are a major source of cosmic waves, cosmic rays. There we go. They may also produce gravitational waves. So check it out. the destruction energy of the supernova produces gravitational waves. So gravity or gravitational waves is having influence over a huge area, right? Even after it's destroyed. So this is relevant for us, and I'm gonna try to do this message properly. I think I gave you kind of the meat of this that I wanted to share with you, but just letting you know that everywhere all around you are examples of things that look like it's going bad, going wrong, but it needs to be that way to get to a better part of the cycle, right? We have to have winter to get to spring. We have to have things be destroyed, be disappointing, be frustrating. We have to have conflict. We have to have struggle. Because if we don't, how are we going to grow? How are we going to learn anything new? How are we ever going to have the motivation to push ourselves forward as individuals and as humanity, as like a race across the whole planet? How are we going to have that motivation to push ourselves unless the pressure is on, right? Because realistically, at least with me and probably with most of you, um, and most of humanity, we don't like learning new things. We don't like going out of our comfort zone. We don't like being faced with problems. So a lot of times we're like, yeah, that's a problem, but I don't really want to deal with it. And so sometimes it takes a collective awareness to reach a certain level to get to those places. So the message is trust the process. Trust the process. Even the things that make no sense, no sense, are going to make tons of sense in hindsight. Think of, I'm going to just throw something out here. Think of COVID. Think of when COVID first started coming around the planet. And my initial I wasn't awake yet, but my initial reaction was like, wow, like, why? Like, this is bad, right? And yes, it was bad. I'm not going to say it was a wonderful thing for that to happen. It wasn't. But sometimes darkness needs to be used in order to make a pathway for light. And that's not something anybody talks about ever, right? But every time I'm talking about suffering leading to wisdom or suffering leading to greater understanding or greater compassion, it's the suffering. It's the dark. Suffering is darkness, right? It's the darkness that can lead to the light. If we get stuck in the dark energy, that's when we get into trouble. So, just trying to get back on track with my thoughts because I was like on track and there were so many different. Sometimes they want me to say so many different things, and I'm like, wait, guys, I have to say this and then say that. But it's all coming in telepathically, so it's hard to translate it. Yeah, so don't lose hope. Don't lose motivation when things in your life become difficult or when you see challenges, because nothing is insurmountable. Nothing is a block. Um, there's nothing that we're given that doesn't serve a purpose. Oh, that's right. I was talking about COVID. Um, COVID. So if you look at COVID, uncomfortable event for everyone, right? For tons of different reasons. Uncomfortable event for the world. If you look at it in hindsight from a higher perspective, and not into like the details of COVID necessarily, but if you just look really far back, you really zoom out and you look back on COVID, it's like, wow, that woke a lot of people up. That event made people realize things like, my job isn't worth my life. Like, I don't know if I want to go do that job and risk becoming ill and getting sick and dying, or it challenged a lot of people in a lot of really specific ways. And because everyone was put under this immense pressure, and everyone was going through a different struggle with it, it gave everyone an opportunity to prioritize and reevaluate and decide, is there something I want to change? A lot of people went through divorces and breakups and just all kinds of things, right? Because you can see more clearly all of a sudden when there's all that pressure, all that pressure. So that is what any event like that puts a lot of pressure on you is going to help overall to bring more clarity to everyone in unique ways, but it might take time to see it. So when you're in the thick of it, you know, you don't always feel all warm and fuzzy about going through change, going through struggle, right? That's okay. But don't let what is going on in the collective, or what is going on in your neighborhood, or what is going on at your workplace, or what is going on in your household or with whoever, don't let what is going on outside of you steal your peace, because you are the only person who can decide how you feel about something. And how you feel about something is going to be the sunglasses or the lenses that you see your world through. And this is going to be, this is going to color how you experience life. So if you feel hopeless, if you feel victimized, if you feel like there's nothing you can do and the world kind of does what it wants, and it's destroying your insides, that's not going to help you, right? And so we have to develop practices that focus on replenishing the self, balancing the self, loving the self. This is why that's like the number one priority always, right? Is heal the self, love the self. That's always number one. Because we can't take care of anybody else if we're energetically, metaphorically bleeding to death, right? We have to take care of ourselves first. We have to put our oxygen mask on first, and then we can put the oxygen mask on somebody else, right? So make sure, if you find that, and this is at any time in your life, if you find that you are in fear or in despair, if you feel like there's nothing good in the world, you feel like giving up, all those kinds of energies, you want to stop having your focus outside of you. You want to start directing it to you on the inside. And you want to start asking yourself, what do I need? What do I need? What would help me right now in this moment that you can control? Your guides can help you through this process. So the number one thing I'm going to recommend to everyone is to either like meditate or use zazen, to have quiet time, because if you have emotions that need to be processed, you need to be still enough to be able to be aware of those. Because sometimes we have these feelings and then we're like, I need to do something. I need to fix it. I need to something. But sometimes you just need to sit and feel the feelings so that you can let go of the feelings as much as you can. The other benefit to you staying still is that your guides can help you. They're going to clear trauma off of you. They're going to do everything they can to balance your energy and bring you back into just better well-being. Your mental well-being is very important. So whenever we're talking about self-care or like self-love, it's always talking about physical well-being, emotional well-being, which in my mind includes your mental well-being, and joy. So stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. No one knows what the future holds, and we get to decide the future. Things are not hard coded, right? Get a lot of people up in front of a camera and they're telling you this is hard coded, this is hard coded, this is hard coded. This is going to happen, this is destined. No, we really do have the power to change stuff. And so we have to have control of our thoughts and control of our behaviors if we're ever going to evolve. Because if we don't have control of our thoughts and our behaviors, how are we ever going to love? We have to become more loving. And we cannot get there if we're worried about the future, or if we're thinking about the past or all kinds of other things. So we need to stay in the present moment. So do not allow your thoughts to run ahead. Your thoughts are going to want to run ahead to, oh, this could happen, this means this. Don't do that. I understand it's a very natural human reaction to do that, but it's not serving your best interests. So if you catch yourself thinking about possible future events, stop. Don't do that. So pull that back in, because when you put all your energy out into a possible future, you remove all your power from the present moment, which is where all the power is. So meditation or zazen brings you back into the current moment, allows you to ground your energy, ground your body, I guess, your physical body. Yeah. And it slows down the mind, because here's the thing, your mind is useful if somebody's chasing after you with a knife. Your mind is useful in this case, your mind and your body, right? Because your mind and your body are like, we got to get out of here, we got to run fast, we got to go here, we got to, like, that is what your body and your mind are designed for, or survival scenarios. Everything else that is not an immediate present moment survival event, your brain is harmful for everything else, to be honest. So you have to learn to slow it down, to tune it down. It's pretty impossible to completely turn it off, but anytime you can, that's going to help you. But tune into your present moment. Tune into what you need. Because if you're feeling like I said, hopeless or frustrated or one of these emotions that's not very fun to have, then you need something. There's something you need. And the tricky part about being human is that really all the things that you need, you can give to yourself. Nobody tells us that, because we always think it has to come outside of us. I need to be loved. I need, I don't know, affection. I need this, that, the other thing. And we always want it from outside of ourselves. I need to feel safe, right? We always want someone else to come in and be the savior and fix the problem, right? This concept of having someone else step in and fix problems. This is like the savior complex, right? So whether this is on the world stage or whether this is in your personal life, this is a lower vibrational setup where we want someone else to come in and fix things. That is not the timeline we're in. That is not the setup of this world. We are here to finally step away from that hopelessness feeling where we don't feel strong enough, capable enough, smart enough, good enough to fix ourselves. We want someone else to come in and fix us and fix the world. We can do this, but we have to be wise enough to be mindful and to start looking at ourselves really honestly. And so looking at ourselves, we can't be like, well, I feel unloved. I need someone else to come in and love me. No, you don't. You have everything you need right now. It's really hard to learn how to execute all these things perfectly, but do what you can to start taking steps towards assessing yourself and going, okay, what do I need? What do I need? What am I lacking right now? I'm angry. I feel like, you know, my voice is not being heard. What do I need to do to resolve this for myself? Because there are things you can do. Man, this message is going like way off on what Metatron's talking about. Okay. His big message, though, is about no matter what's going on, it serves a purpose. And always turn away from what's going on outside of you and think about what is going on inside of you. Because what we see outside is a partial reflection of what's going on inside, right? So we have to work inside out to solve things. We have to work on ourselves. So even though you're like, oh my gosh, this problem is very much outside of me, it has nothing to do with me, right? It's like these other people, I don't even know these people, but they're causing all these problems. You have to start with you. You have to start with you. You have to heal the trauma and you have to give yourself the love that was not given so that you can have this heart chakra and this energy body that radiates properly so that here's the thing, our system, our energy body is like this self-sustaining system once we got it going, right? Because you're connected to your planet naturally and you're connected to divine naturally, and the only thing that really stops that really beautiful flow of energy and feeling like whole and complete and in bliss and all of that good stuff, what's stopping that is trauma and the lessons that haven't been learned and the resistance that we're holding. And that might sound crazy, but it's true. It's not like, oh man, you just, you have to read all these books and then you'll get all this knowledge and then something happens. No, it's like you just have to heal your heart. Everything comes back to your heart. You have to heal your heart so that you can receive and connect to divine love, which will mean that you will never, if you're connecting to that, like if you're actively connecting to divine love, you're never going to feel unloved. The times that, like if I take myself as an example, I feel unloved when I get too much in the 3D world. Then I'm like, oh, life is so hard. Nobody cares. But if I step away from my 3D world and I tune into the energy of divine, it's like it's so hard to explain, but these are two polar opposite realities. The difference between the divine world and the 3D world. They are nothing alike. So you taking the time to tune into divine energy is so beneficial for you. And you can say this out loud, and you can do this in your mind if you want to consciously do it, and you can ask, which always helps. Ask your guides. And you can just refer to them as your spirit guides, or you can refer to certain ones if you feel connected to certain ones. And you can ask them, can you please allow divine light to flow down through me? And let's just like ask it right now, since you're all sitting right here and I'm sitting right here. Let's ask, can you please bring divine light down through my chakras, down through my crown, and pull it down into my heart chakra? And let's just let this divine light come down into the heart chakra right now. And most of us probably have a very hungry heart chakra. The heart chakra is probably like, man, I have been neglected. There's not enough love in here. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, and it's just gonna take this divine energy. And that's exactly what you want. We're just gonna let this go into the heart. And some people might feel pressure or discomfort, and that is things, lower energies that don't belong, that aren't serving your energy body. Those are them leaving. And once you have enough divine light in your heart chakra, you should start, if you have clairsentience, if you can feel energy, you'll start to feel it like go down your arms and go out your palms. But honestly, mine's still going into my heart, so that's okay. And this is why you want to spend time in meditation, and you want to ask at the beginning, please fill me up with divine light. And then take your 10 minutes, your 15 minutes, your 30 minutes of meditation, and use that whole time to pamper yourself energetically. Because you belong connected to divine light. There's nothing else that you belong to more than the divine world. You are divine. We've had our memories wiped clean, so you don't have specific memories of being like, oh yeah, I remember standing there next to Ra and this was going on. Like, most of us don't have that, but it doesn't make it less true. You're still just as divine as when you were in those situations. Now you're here in a body for a little bit. It goes by quickly. And so you want to be able to zoom out and take that godlike perspective, or that goddess-like perspective, because life does pass quickly. And if we get too involved in what's going on, this week, this month, this year, it comes and goes, right? It's here and then it's gone. So if you're struggling right now, know that you won't always be struggling with that. It will come and it will go. My heart must be junk because I just feel a bunch of heavy stuff in there that needs to clear out. So I'm just going to stick with this a little bit longer, because I'm sure everybody has some things to clear out of the heart chakra. And another thing you can do all the time, if you can't meditate and you find yourself like your thoughts are going bananas and you're going down this pathway that's not helpful to you, take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths. Take 5 deep breaths. You could do it anywhere, anytime. No one else needs to know. So that's one of your most beneficial tools, right? Because nothing can stop you almost from being able to take a deep breath. So use that and use it during your meditation too. And it's going to help ground you and it's going to help pull in that divine energy and it's going to help you release what you don't need. Breath is like this incredibly magical medium. Air, water, earth, right? Like all the five elements are insanely magical and they work in ways that they should not be able to work, but they do. And so air is very healing, very balancing. It's like natural medicine, right? That you're just bringing into your body and bringing out. And it brings you what you need and it exhales out what you don't need. And it does this energetically and it does it physically. All done? Okay. Some of you honestly might not be all done. So if you want to like pause this video or rewind this video to give yourself more time with the divine light, you don't have to do that. If you want more time with the divine light, you could just tell them right now, hey guys, and actually they know. They already know. They're going to keep putting this energy into you as long as you need it, as long as you want it. So you can tell them, hey, can you just keep going until I'm maxed out? Because you always want to take maximum amount of everything from the divine because it is infinite. It is infinite. It belongs to you. It serves your greatest good. So you always want to connect into that energy. Okay. This is everything that I have for you guys. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.